My name is Ruchika Davar, and I would be your host for the convention over the next 2 days. And this is the time to start with inauguration. Let me tell you that the World Sesame Convention is organized by sesameinformation.com, which is an information portal owned by Fortel Business Solutions Limited. This is the company responsible for bringing all of you together on one single platform bound by a single pursuit. And that is the reason we are all here in this beautiful, magical seat of power of the Ottoman Empire, Istanbul, for the first ever World Sesame Convention. And ladies and gentlemen, before I begin, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. And as I do that, I'm sure all of you who registered with us yesterday evening itself and joined us for the reception cocktails, we've got a great day ahead lined up for you with a lot of B2B networking, a lot of discussions, followed by a great evening ahead. I think all of you would understand the importance of sponsors and the roles that the sponsors play in taking a convention forward and making it a remarkable experience. So, can I request you all to please put your hands up for our title sponsor, Hakan Agro DMCC. A big thank you for your support. Our platinum sponsors, Rasagra. Our lanyard sponsors, Patchson's Trading. Our delegate kit sponsor, Comma Freak Limited. Our associate sponsors are Accurate Technology, USDA Lutheran World Relief, Magistar, Valency International Trading Private Limited. Can I hear a round of applause for these people, please? Thank you. Your networking break sponsors would be Tanis Seed Processing Tech and Criswell Equity Nigeria Limited. A big thank you. Moving on to our strategic partners, Aglook, our media partners, a big thank you to Turkish Trade. This conference is also additionally supported by several organizations, and these are National Sesame Seed Association of Nigeria, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Interprofession Sesame du Burkina Faso, known as Interseb, and Indian Middle East Agro Trade Industry and Investment Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our sponsors, our partners, and our supporting bodies a big round of applause. Moving on, with your permission, let's start with the inaugural session. And starting with, may I please request His Excellency Muhammad Badaru Abu Bakr, MON, His Excellency is the Executive Governor for Jigawa State, Nigeria. Let's give him a huge round of applause as I invite him to kindly join us on the stage, along with Mr. Hakan Bachechi, the Chairman of Hakan Agro DMCC. Escorting them on the stage is Mr. G. Srivatsava, the President of Fortel Business Solutions Private Limited. So as our dignitaries take their place on the stage, I would like to start this morning by requesting Mr. Srivatsava Ganpati, the President of Fortel Business Solutions Private Limited, the company that owns Sesame Info, to come on the podium and deliver the welcome address to formally open this conference. Let's hear it from Mr. G. Srivatsava.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, His Excellency Muhammad Badaru Abu Bakr, Executive Governor, Jigawa State of Nigeria, Mr. Hakan Bachechi, Chairman and Group CEO, Hakan Agro DMCC, experts, speakers and panelists, representatives from government and government-sponsored organizations, industry colleagues, press and media, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. A warm welcome to all of you to the inaugural edition of the World Sesame Convention 2019. Welcome to Istanbul, and hope you had a comfortable journey into Istanbul. At this inaugural edition of the World Sesame Convention, we have amidst us 307 delegates gathered from over 34 countries around the world. At this point in time, I need to tell actually almost about 20 to 25 of them could not make it because of delay in visa, because they applied for visa very late. Otherwise, we would have got more than 330 plus. This is in itself a proof of the fact that the industry is keen on a global platform for sesame, the production, processing, and use of which for health, nutrition, taste, environment, and cultural reasons are growing phenomenally around the world. The World Sesame Convention is organized by sesameinformation.com, an information service provider, a portal owned by Fortal Business Solutions, our company based in Bangalore, India. This platform is created because of all of you, and it will grow as you aspire it to grow. So at the outset, although we have put this one together, it's always your support and inspiration that pushed us to work on this platform, which we aim to make it an inclusive, growth and development oriented, and agnostic to a country or a region. An international conference of this nature is not possible without the support of sponsors, partners, and supporting bodies. We place our sincere thanks to all of them for reposing their faith on this initiative and sincerely believe that it would be beneficial for each and every one of them. We have been tracking agro commodities for over 20 years now as an organization. I must say that when our understanding of sesame sector has grown up tremendously after this particular effort. The role played by the Technical Advisory Committee in shaping up the program agenda, in selection of the speakers is incredible. I am deeply indebted to the Technical Advisory Committee for their time and support. The fruit of their labor is unfolding now. I am sure you would enjoy it as much as we have worked on it. So what's the lineup for the next 2 days? We have an interesting mix of presentations and panel discussions on both these days. Broadly, today we would deal with the supply side of the value chain. Accordingly, in the morning we will discuss the crop situation, and in the post-lunch, trade-related aspects of sesame along with the sustainable proposition going forward. Post these, from 3:30 to 6 o'clock, we have organized a buyer-seller meet where one-to-one meetings will be facilitated. The meeting would be held just in the adjacent hall where you would be having your lunch. I must say that we have got an incredible response for this buyer-seller meet. Initially, we had proposed 15 minutes for each meeting. I'm afraid that we have to cut it down to maybe 5 minutes because the number of requests are too many. Tomorrow we will begin with an open house on Sesame Council, and then we will understand more about the consumption trends in Japan, Israel, and Turkey. We would also have presentations on recent technological advances in sesame processing. We have tried to provide a lot of time and opportunity for networking, visits to the exhibition booths outside over the next 2 days. We have tried to leverage the technology tools as well. First, over 75 of you have already used Connect Hub to fix appointments with your counterparts. You can still make use of it by simply going on to sesameconvention.com and clicking on Connect Hub, a link, and then you can take the communication forward. In case you need login and password details, please contact our registration desk. They would help you out. Secondly, during the conference, you can post your questions during the technical sessions using the browser slido.com. In case you have any problems in Wi-Fi connectivity, please let us know. We will help you out with that one. And the passcode for Slido is WSC 2019. Last and the most interesting, we encourage each and every one of you to post updates related to the conference in the Facebook handle Sesame Information. The most active participants would stand a chance to win 100-gram silver coin tomorrow at the close of the conference. With the commencement of this conference, the journey has begun. By working closely we make this journey a fruitful one for all of us. This is your platform. Let's build it together for the betterment of the sesame industry. With these words, I wish each and every one of you a very successful conference ahead. Best wishes and good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Srivatsava, for setting the tone for the day and also for the entire conference. Having said that, while Mr. Vatsava did update you about the business activities and the interaction and engagement opportunities available to you throughout the day today and tomorrow, let me also tell you, as you've always heard, all work and no play makes Jack a very dull boy. And also, all sesame and no tahini would make any party a very dull thing. And that's why at the end of the business session today, of course, we've got a great evening planned out for you with some entertainments and some really high spirits. So please be with us throughout the day. Having said that, before I invite our chief guest onto the stage for his very special address this morning, let me tell you something more about him. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Muhammad Badru Abu Bakr, MON MNI, was born on September 29th, 1962 at Babura town in Jigawa state of Nigeria. Mr. Abu Bakr is a chartered accountant with a BSc in accounting from one of Nigeria's premier institutions, the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and also an alumnus of the glorious National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies. Mr. Muhammad Badaru Abu Bakr was the 17th national president of the Nigerian Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture. Prior to his foray into politics, which culminated in his currently being a second term governor of Jigawa state, he was an accomplished industrialist and businessman with interests in shipping, haulage, manufacturing, real estate, and commodity trading with offices in Europe and several African countries. He is presently the chairman of the Implementation Committee on the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative, as well as the Presidential Committee on Zero Oil Export Initiative, and a member of the Presidential Rice and Wheat Production Committee. In his first term as governor, Mr. Badru Abu Bakr is credited with attracting over 800 million US dollars in agricultural mega investments from the like of Dangote and other blue chip conglomerates. And he has reformed the agricultural sector for improved productivity and competitiveness. And it gives me extreme pleasure to now request and invite our chief guest, His Excellency Muhammad Badaru Abu Bakr, MON MNI, to deliver his address. Let's hear a huge round of applause for him.
Distinguished guests, the organizers of this convention, exhibitors, attendees, speakers, and the panelists, ladies and gentlemen, let me thank the good people behind this event for giving me the opportunity to give a short talk on the role of my state in sesame export trade from Nigeria and what we are doing to improve productivity and export. Jigawa State produces about 75% of the sesame crop in Nigeria, but this is a little known fact since most of it is sent to the largest grain market in West Africa, the Dono market situated in neighboring Kano State, from where exporters buy in bulk for export. This situation, which we are beginning to change, gives us a very little leverage on quality control, and most of the quality issues experienced by buyers are core with middlemen and aggregators outside the state and not in the field. In the 4 years since I became governor of the state, we have taken steps to domesticate post-harvesting handling and aggregation of sesame so that we can ensure compliance with the various specifications and create a better and higher value product that met the buyer's expectation. We have started by registering over 22,000 sesame farmers at the first year who are getting support in the form of extension services, better seed and farm inputs to improve their yields and ensure consistency in quality and germplasm. Some of those farmers are increasingly being signed on by exporters as dedicated outgrowers who are paid an agreed forward price for their sesame after deducting any advances given to them as inputs. One of those companies, as Wacom Limited, is presently working with over 6,000 farmers, cultivating about 12,000 hectares on an outgrower basis, and they have set up a cleaning operation in a government-owned prototype factory and warehouse complex from where they clean and export. This is not only improving quality, but increase both yield and productivity. This is an option that can be exploited by big-time exporters from Nigeria like Wakot, and some of you here that will want to take this opportunity, and my government will provide all local support and facilitation to actualize this. What we discovered is that if you support the farmers, organize them, give them quality seed extension service and best agronomic practices, they will not only produce higher, but the aggregation will be better and the quality of seed will be better. And WAPCOT has taken that challenge, and I'm sure Olam will follow suit, and many of you that will have interest in this project will be ready to support, and will be ready to support the farmers, even if you don't have the capacity to support the farmers, as long as we can have a guarantee uptake contract signed. The state government has empowered a powerful consumer protection agency to ensure that quality is maintained from cultivation to harvest and packaging. So we are sure of all sesame that leaves Jigawa, but we cannot speak to contamination and blending at the main aggregation markets. That is why we are trying to create our own aggregation market right in Jigawa, fully controlled, so that quality can be ensured and can be controlled. To further address this, the government has established an inland agricultural export terminal within the state to enable exporters aggregate Jigawa sesame, clean to specification, and load into containers for direct forwarding to the ports in Lagos. This we do to further facilitate the collection, cleaning, and aggregation of sesame seed in the state so that we can guarantee quality within the state. In fact, some Turkish exporters are specifying Turkish-made cleaning equipments which has been set up within the terminal to clean their precise specification and export directly to Turkey. We already have a contract with a Turkish company that offtakes from this terminal, and they specify the type of machines for cleaning they need, and we procure that machine is installed in the facility, and we are using the same machine to clean and export to Turkey presently. This arrangement will surely serve to establish confidence in Nigerian sesame and improve the present level of export, as well as give local farmers a better value for their crop, as well season price swing will stabilize as speculation buying is reduced, because the government come in to support the farmers, arrange uptake, and maintain the volatility in the pricing so that we can have a stable all year round pricing for farmers. It is also creating local jobs, of course, in post-harvest activity, cleaning and export. And I think this is the incentive why government puts so much attention to this project, so that we create more jobs locally and enhance the economy of the local people, thereby improving the productivity, the quality of the product that we export. I hope to engage directly with some buyers before the convention is over, so I can further explain other initiatives my government is putting in place and the additional assurances of quality compliance to boost their confidence. I'm sure the DG, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, will be speaking to us. He will be providing incentives that the Nigerian gives for export, and I will be available to add to what the federal government is doing, what I'm doing in my state to support what the federal government is doing. Of course, I'm also here to listen to suggestions from buyers and end users on how we can further improve the situation. And I can assure you that, having vast commodity trading experience myself, we will be transmitting on the same frequency. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish everyone here a wonderful and productive convention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for your optimism, your warmth, and especially for embracing and inviting all our delegates for further interactions with you. Do make use of that opportunity as and when you can. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, before I invite our next keynote speaker onto the podium, there is just a very small example that I'd like to share with you. A lighthouse is not only something that shows its resilience, standing in the middle of the roaring sea on the strength of its concrete, iron, and mortar. A lighthouse is also something that points the way further to the seafarers. There are certain people in every industry, in every form of trade, that over a period of time turn into lighthouses for the entire industry. Just on the sheer strength of their caliber, their experience, and their infinite wisdom about their trade. It gives me great pleasure to talk about our next keynote speaker on the podium because he is one such lighthouse for the entire commodity trade, not only in Turkey, but I should say a very, very well recognized name across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hakan Bahçeci is the Group CEO of Hakan Agro DMCC, an agro-soft commodities supply multinational based in Dubai, with processing facilities and offices across 26 countries. Mr. Hakan has over 25 years of experience in global agri-softs commodity supply chain management. He has made many keynote addresses on agri-commodities, pulses, dispute resolution, sesame seeds in various conventions. He served as the president of CISIL's Global Pulse Confederation, that is the International Pulses Trade and Industry Confederation. He was also a chairperson of the private sector mechanism at the UN Committee on the World Food Security, holding a bachelor's degree in English literature and MBA from Wollongong University, Australia. Everyone, I invite you all to partake in the infinite wisdom of the words of Mr. Hakan Bahçeci. Let's hear it for him.
Good morning, distinguished guests, His Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. It's great pleasure to be able to address you at this significant event in our beautiful city, Istanbul. I'm especially happy to see that the first Global Sesame Convention is bringing our sector member together in Turkey, which is an important country for the industry as one of the biggest importers. Needless to say, such platforms, sesameinformation.com, and events like World Sesame Convention are crucial for the growth and success of our industry. This event brought together industries, esteemed members representing different parts of the entire value supply chain. We are all well aware of the challenges faced by the industry members and seeking applicable solutions. In our rapidly changing world and increasing environmental, economic, and diplomatic challenges, Meaningful survival is only possible if we stay on top of the global trends, identify industrial opportunities early on, and adapt as a unified, strong, and cooperative team. Therefore, I would like to thank Fortel Business Solutions Private Limited and everyone involved in organizing this convention for their choice of venue and the fantastic content of the event. I would like to further encourage you not only to participate in these events, but also take active role in addressing sector challenges, promoting Sesame and its products, and empowering further growth. Today, I would like to give you a brief overview of how I see our industry, a synopsis from Turkey, and the great opportunities ahead of us to bring the sesame industry to the prominence it deserves. And Ruchi used this morning the word open sesame, and indeed, açıl susam açıl, or ifta simsim in Arabic, is the story of Ali Baba and the 40 thieves in the Arabian Nights. These magic words opened a cave where stolen treasure was hidden. During those times, sesame was widely cultivated as an important crop to produce oil and was also treated as a valuable financial source, like a treasure. As story goes, mysterious sesame leads to the miracle of magic, implying that people believed in sesame having mysterious powers. The husks of sesame seed open, and the seeds inside pop out when sesame is dried after maturing. Therefore, open sesame was a common expression based on these characteristics of sesame. Sesame carries treasure packed in the husk. It has been known for centuries, told in stories, and shall be passed to the next generations. It's the most ancient oil crop adapted to tropics and subtropics around the world. They are low in carbs while high in protein and healthy fats. However, despite the crop being around such a long time and being so healthy, productivity of sesame is still very low in some of the producing countries due to several reasons. It's not easy for the farmers to grow sesame. There are challenges of growing sesame. Traditional production technology, weeds, pests and diseases, climate change impacts, market fluctuations, limited research and expert knowledge and skill are among the major challenges for sesame production. Those challenges bring following questions to the table. Is it worth, like for any commodity trading company, to take all the risks of origination in the bushes to create this value chain? For example, sesame seeds have been a tradition of a typical Anatolian cuisine for thousands of years, used mainly as a cheap energy booster in the middle class. Halwa, which is 50% tahini and 50% sugar and other additives, is placed inside a hot bread and consumed like a burger. This is how the energy was boosted, especially in the low to medium class. However, increasing, the companies who have been in the trade for 25, 30 years would remember sesame values remaining around $500, $600 cost and freight, Mediterranean ports. Now it's around 1,500 levels, especially with China appearing as a big importer. The value of sesame is always 4 figures now. So this is far too expensive for the middle class to afford it. For the traders, the margins are decreasing, except for Sanjeev, he always makes very healthy margins, but that's one of the biggest challenge we have today, decreasing margins for the commodity trading companies. Now, is this product still attractive to trade? To invest millions, to put your money in the bushes, invest on your cleaning facilities, on your human resources, and the return you get, is it worthwhile? In this environment, would return on investment be enough for the technology companies to develop new technologies and for farmers to invest in new machineries? All these questions are valid. However, the way forward to find ways to make it worth for the farmer to keep growing sesame, for the researchers to develop new technologies, and for the traders who have appetite for this precious commodity. We need to improve production techniques, increase productivity, and develop varieties, apply better crop protection techniques, construct modern sesame production systems in growing countries, in sub-Saharan countries. Increasing demand for sesame and making it attractive for all involved in the supply chain will automatically accelerate the actions and developments. In my humble opinion, the answer to transition of the tradition to nutrition and industrial ingredient use of sesame. Health-conscious eating trends are spreading in the US and Europe as never before. As World Health Organization declared, the biggest challenge to humanity is malnutrition. Since then, the focus has been always on healthier and more nutritious products. Sesame is being included in the healthy snack bars, and this range should be widening. Usage of tahina is increasing and expected to double in the coming years. Health benefits of sesame oil are proved. Its healing power should take a wider place in pharmaceutical formulas. We shall use all platforms and opportunities to spread of sesame and increase awareness of the consumers. Being a sesame trader for a long time in the Turkish market and being Turkish myself, I would like to briefly talk about the Turkish market as well. Turkey used to be a self-sufficient producer and consumer of sesame up until mid-80s. However, turned into a net importer starting from early 1990s and initially importing 30 to 40,000 tons, has consistently increased the demand. Today, close to 150,000 tons of imports. But Turkey also produces sesame seed, as actually the best quality in the world, the golden sesame. On the southwest coastal of Köyceğiz and Fethiye, and I was privileged to meet the lady from the Gökova Cooperative Society for the ladies, and they are growing organic sesame, golden sesame, and she said their variety is better than Köyceğiz and Fethiye, so I wish them the best of the success. And export this quality mainly to Japan. Starting from 2000s, Turkey successfully transformed the traditional small business into a huge industry on bakery ingredients and nutrition value addition. Simit, which is a Turkish sesame bagel, is produced in the stone oven of bakery and sold as a street food for ages. Simit is not only consumed by poor and medium class, but also consumed by rich class. That's the only product that a poor and a rich consumes every day. Due to the fact that simit is consumed every day every 24 hours and by millions of people, initially supplied as street food, triggered some entrepreneurs to successfully penetrate the market, creating a value chain and a chain of cafes, franchises, offering consumers very hygiene and tasty products with lots of options. Companies like Simit Sarai are the pioneer of such initiation today, have over millions of clients. Close to 10,000 employees, overseas branches in North America, Europe, and Middle East. They aim to create 34,000 plus one chain store, crossing McDonald's 34,000 stores. Now, I want to talk about a little bit of the hummus story, replacing the dip with health choice. History tells us the earliest known recipes for the hummus by tahini are recorded in 13th century cookbooks. Hummus is a popular dish in the Middle East, North Africa, and the Mediterranean, but now becoming more popular in the Western world. And like Simit Sarai from Turkey, Sabra example from the Strauss family from Israel is a good example how Middle Eastern style food could be available for the US consumers. Now they are producing 14 different flavors, and the company has been very successful in promoting this product as a healthier dip sauce. This gluten-free, nut-free, and dairy-free spread pairs perfectly with snacks such as wheat thins, pretzel, carrots, celery, and pita bread, and the pita chips. This new trend of healthy foods, healthy snacks, especially in the West, increased the demand for chickpeas and tahini, which means a boosting support for the sesame industry. The whole sesame industry benefited from this trend and did some successful Turkish companies setting up production in the States. Some increased their production capacity in Turkey to cater this increasing demand. And it's not just in Turkey, we see the same in Lebanon and Israel and Greece as well. Despite exports of sesame products, the majority of the consumption still remains within the country and have directly impacted by the volatility of the currency. The devaluation of August 2018 had a direct impact on import volume, despite a steep reduction of import duty. Turkey shall continue to remain world's third largest importer of sesame seed after China and Japan, might eventually surpass Japan's never-changing import quantity. The application of sesame seed will continue to increase on bakery ingredients, but also on many healthier spread options that will consistently grow with Turkish consumers. Turkey's 82 million population, majority between 18 to 35, offers unique opportunities for the industry. Overall, sesame is a heavenly, miraculous, ancient crop that deserves a more prominent place all over the world. Despite the current challenges, it has far more benefits and potential, and by increasing the awareness, therefore the demand, we shall make it more attractive and easy to grow for the farmers and develop technologies to strengthen the place of sesame compared to the other crops. I sincerely believe this event will be a great platform for all of us to work together to carry the industry to the next level. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bacheshi, for your optimistic words. I'm sure there are some big and busy projections ahead for the entire sesame industry. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, since we have two of our very, very esteemed guests on the stage, this is also a very, very opportune moment to unveil to you the first edition of the World Sesame Handbook. Can I request His Excellency to kindly please step ahead? Also requesting Mr. Hakan Bachechi to please be with them. And ladies and gentlemen, the World Sesame Handbook is a very, very well-researched dossier on the entire processes and production and all the other associates, peripherals of the sesame world. And as this is being unveiled to you, I'm sure this handbook will be a treasured possession for each one of you who's a stakeholder in the sesame industry in any which form. So while some of you might be longing to put your hands on this handbook, let me tell you that it already forms a part of your delegate kit. For the ones who have not collected their delegate kits, that some of you did complete your registration formalities yesterday, you already have a coupon. So please step out during the break, go to the registration desk and kindly redeem your coupon for your delegate kit. Your delegate kit has all the required literature, the material for the conference. It also has the conference schedule and it also has your Sesame handbook. Having said that, as we come to the conclusion of our inaugural, it's time for us to present a very special memento to both of our guests on the stage, starting with a memento for none other than His Excellency. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Next up, I invite Mr. Srivatsava to present a memento to Mr. Hakan Bachechi.